everyone, welcome to the Baking Biker. Today we're leaving Puyallup, Washington, heading to Buckley, and we're just going to take a little short ride today. So I thought I'd share one of our short local rides that we like to take. Sometimes we like to just go out for a couple hours and get a ride in, and this is one of our favorite routes. And I thought I'd share this route with you. So let's ride. So outside of Puyallup, we get on Highway 162, and this will take us to Orting. And one reason why we like this route is that it starts getting us away from all the traffic. I say that, you see all the traffic in front of me and on the other side of the road. But you get out in this nice farming land, and fewer houses, and you're out of the city center, you're out of all the hubbub of the Puget Sound, and you're getting on these other smaller highways, and they're just kind of nice to ride. You get a nice pace. We have cornfields over on my right, and in the fall they'll make those cornfield mazes over here on my right. During the summer, before they plant the corn, you'll see some of the props that they put out there for the maze. So it's just one of these nice little roads to get us out of the Puget Sound area and get us on a nice ride out in the country. Oh, there's some of the props for the maze. Hope you got to see those. A lot of fun for families, kids, all generations. We're on Highway 162, and they just a couple years ago finished a new bridge, and on my right is the old bridge. And let's get closer to it right here, because on the right of that is a railroad bridge. Anyway, the old bridge is considered a historic monument, so they could not tear it down, so they had to build a new bridge next to it. The old bridge is just wide enough for 2 lanes of traffic, and I mean just wide enough. And but they couldn't tear it down, and so they had to build a new bridge to the east of it. And on my right you'll see a pathway, and this is the rails to trails that they have here, and I believe it goes from Puyallup all the way to Enumclaw now. And I don't know how many miles it goes, but that's a lot of miles. So you can go a long ways on this rails to trails. And when COVID first started, there's a lot of people out riding their bicycles on this trail. Anytime they could get out, you'd see just families and families riding. But today it's a work day, so not as many people out right now. It's a really nice trail. It's really nice to have. You can run, bicycle on it, rollerblade on it. We just can't ride our motorcycles on it. You come around a corner and there's Mount Rainier in all its glory. Beautiful. There's some low clouds around the bottom of it too. Otherwise, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's supposed to be in the mid-70s today. We're in the town of Orting. They have a lot of nice places you can stop here for lunch. You have nice restaurants and cafes here, and for us motorcyclists, you got to take takeout or takeaway. They have a really nice park. It's up ahead on the other side of the street there. And the parks are open now for the kids to play in. We're still in COVID right now, and we're in what's called phase 2. And so a lot of things have not opened up. Restaurants are they're open, but very limited service. So most of the time you're taking takeout or takeaway. It's nice to have this park. And this park is along that rails to trail. So if you're on the rails to trails and a little tired, you can take a stop here. Take a rest. my left now is that Rails to Trails that was on my right back before we got to Orting, and now it's on my left. And you see a lot of families out and a lot more people out. And then they have places where you can park and kind of jump into the Rails to Trails at different locations. We like this road because it does have some twisty turnies to it, not a lot, but some, but you're out in the countryside and you're just away from all the traffic, and sometimes you can just be out here pretty much by yourself. Sometimes you usually get some traffic. It gets you away from the hubbub of the Puget Sound area of Washington. Entering South Prairie, 25. Speed limit 25. Oh, my gas light came on, so let's get some gas. Gas tank is nice and happy now. So onward to Buckley. And get into some nice little twisty section here. Rick has owned his motorcycle for over 3 years, and he's put on over 24,000 miles on it. I've had my motorcycle for just over a year, and I put on over 8,000 miles on mine. As you can see, we do like to get out and ride. We would have more miles on if we got to take our motorcycle trip that we had planned for this year, but because of COVID, it was canceled. Usually on those big motorcycle trips we'll put on somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 miles. We usually go about 200 miles a day. 200 miles a day seems like a nice number, because we're on the back roads and the scenic byways, and it gives us a chance to get off the road if we want. We want to do a little hike, we want to stop and see something. It just gives us that chance to get off, and we're not trying to get too many miles in and get too tired. And also at the end of the day, we have time to walk around town. I think we need to take a right. We're going to go through town instead of getting onto Highway 410. Just so you can see, I think we got to take this road, I think. They changed this all up. This is not how the road used to go, so we're kind of going by what we've done once before. I think this is the way we went. And it gets us off the highway, off of Highway 410, which is really busy. So we try to avoid Highway 410. But the Rails to Trails is now on my left, going through the park on my left. And on my right is kind of like the little downtown core of Buckley. You kind of what you'd call the old town center. So they have these old historical buildings, so it's nice to come and visit. Nice little park for the kids to play. So now we're going to take the route back. This is a loop that we're taking. And on my left is a little drive-in called Wally's. I'm not sure how long it's been there, but it's been there as long as I can remember. And as you can see, you just pull up and you give them their order from your car, and then they come out and bring it to you. You can go in and dine in, or you can take it away and take it over to the park. They have picnic tables over there at the park next door, and also Wally's has some picnic tables. Sometimes we'll just come here, make this ride, come here, get a hamburger, onion rings, and milkshake, and eat, and then go home. And that's our ride of the day, is just go to Wally's. This is the Old Sumner-Buckley Highway. It goes from Sumner to Buckley, or Buckley to Sumner, whichever direction you're going. Right now we're going from Buckley to Sumner, and it parallels Highway 410. Highway 410 is a much bigger highway, a lot more traffic on it. It's got a lot of lights, it's got a lot of shopping, so it's really busy. And there's a lot of stop and go on it. So we like this because I think between here and Sumner there's, I think, 1 or 2 traffic lights, and they're very short. It's a real nice road to get on. Usually not busy. You're out in the farming land. If you're coming eastbound, you get some great views of Mount Rainier. Westbound, you just get a lot of views of all these farms out here. You have cattle farms, beef farms, dairy farms. You get cornfields, pumpkin patches. Just a variety out here. Oh, they're growing corn on our right. And have a corn maze on our right. On our right, a lot of years they grow pumpkins there. It's a pumpkin patch. You can come and pick out your pumpkin, come as a family, pick out your pumpkin. This year they have corn growing there, so maybe they have their pumpkin patch somewhere else. So on my right is a private airfield. These homes are right on the airfield, so you'll see a couple big garages. And they're really airplane garages, so they're hangars, airplane hangars for their private airplanes, and they have this little private grass field that they can land on. Something else. Oh, someone's going to have a big party over on my right because there's big tents. I've never seen an airplane land or take off there, but they have it, and you can see the big hangars for their airplanes. Well, that was our loop. It took us a little over an hour, not even an hour and a half to make that loop. So it depends upon where you come from for that loop. And you can either take it clockwise or counterclockwise. We went counterclockwise today. So Highway 162 from Puyallup to Orting through South Prairie all the way to Buckley. And then the Old Sumner-Buckley Highway from Buckley to Bonnie Lake, and now we're on Highway 410 going down into Sumner. What a great territorial view coming down the hill here. When you come up the hill, when you get to the top, you get this wonderful view of Mount Rainier right in front of you. But coming down the hill, you get this wonderful territorial view. And this is why we like this little route. It's a nice little short route. It's not even a day trip. It's probably maybe around 70 miles. It's really short. But it's a nice one you can take after work. You can take on a weekend. Anytime you have just a couple hours you want to get out on a motorcycle, it's a nice little route. Or if you're just going out for lunch, go out to Bonnie Lake or one of the other small towns, have some lunch, and then back home again. So I hope you enjoyed the route.